Right. Yeah.
Well, speaking of fluff and strong points that aren't
Yes.
strong, who's Harry Crumb, the John Candy movie that I don't think I'd ever even heard of it. Like there are some movies that you haven't watched before that are on your radar in some sense, but this one was
Yeah.
just like I was basically going through Tubi and trying to pick something to watch, and every time we went by Harry Crumb, you were like very excited.
Yeah. I remember watching it when I was a kid. May have been like late middle school, early high school. This was one of those movies that I hadn't heard of it either at that time, and the only reason I knew about it was because my parents bought it at Best Buy on DVD, and it was in the whatever 5.99 bin.
Hmm.
Um, and but so I ended up watching it and I really liked it, and because it's because I like John Candy, and and he's playing he plays a hapless clumsy private investigator.
Yeah, and I think that's the first interesting thing about this movie is that it is a very different movie from John Candy. It's also very interesting that it's so different than his normal fare, considering that he was a producer on it.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I think I think they probably had the idea that this could have been a franchise for him, in the vein of like the Pink Panther. But
Right? He's definitely
yeah.
very Clouseau-esque.
Oh yes, yeah. Unfortunately, the movie didn't wasn't successful, so no sequels. But I mean, this is I mean, you know, definitely. I would say put this, kind of, I would say top five of his movies. You know, it's not Planes, Trains, and Automobiles or
Uncle Buck
Uncle
or
Buck or I would say probably maybe a little better than Summer Rental.
hmm. Yeah, it and Summer Rental are very different.
Yeah,
I'd have to sit on that for a minute.
yeah,
Um, yeah, again, this one I again never seen, never heard of, but I'm always up
yeah,
for a new John Candy movie because as much as I grew up and loved the guy, there's a lot of his movies I haven't seen yet, which is
yeah.
part of the fun of doing this podcast is just it's an excuse to watch movies I haven't seen or heard of before.
Right, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he had quite a few. Unfortunately, he had quite a few movies like a little later in his career that didn't do well, which is again unfortunate because some of those were actually really good movies, like this movie. But yeah, so Harry Crumb. So who's Harry Crumb? So he's a private investigator he comes from a long line of private investigators. His Both his father and his grandfather were both private investigators. They started this uh, you know agency, Crumb Investigations, and of course. Of course, Harry Crumb's father and grandfather look exactly like him.
Right, as they're showing the old family photos.
Yeah. um, but unfortunately, Harry is not very bright, so he's gets put on an assignment in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Uh,
Which, yeah, they have an opening scene that just sets the tone for the whole thing.
yeah, or he's doing an assignment and he just doesn't he's wearing this really like one of the aspects of the movie is he's always in disguise somehow, or usually in disguise, and he's got this like
Most of
he
them are not very good disguises.
no, they're not very good disguises, but he's kind of dressed like oh god, he kind of looked like Don King. Uh, for those of you who
Yeah,
don't know, Don King, he was a boxer promoter. Um,
right. Or if you prefer, he kind of like an Einsteinish look, but with like crazy glasses.
right, so yeah, um, yeah, where he's trying to catch a couple who are having an affair, and then turns out that the pictures he was he was hired by the woman to catch the husband and having an affair, but in reality he caught her having an affair. Oh, but and of course what was funny is the scene where he crashes through the window. there's a couple arguing, and the guy that's he's yelling at his wife, like, "You're letting these guys into my apartment." The guy yelling at the wife is it was Lyle Alzado, who was an old football player and became an actor, and he was roided out of his mind. He was one of those guys. But I remember him because he played for the Denver Broncos for a period of time. He actually boxed Muhammad Ali, I believe, at Mile High Stadium once. But get back to the movie. So the whole crux of the movie is that this daughter of a very wealthy guy, her name is Jennifer Downing, and she's having getting a mud bath, but then she gets kidnapped, and excuse me, and so her father, who's PJ Downing, hires the Crumb agency to help to find her, but of course the guy running the agency, his name is Elliot Drayson, who's played by Jeffrey Jones, who is the principal from Ferris Bueller. He's also in real life, he's a monster. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh.
But yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't feel too bad about some of the nonsense his character gets put through.
No, you should not. No. So he calls in Harry to help with the case, and of course, in hijinks and hilarity ensue.
Yeah, we compared it to Clouseau. There's like a bunch of other comedic detective characters who stumble and bumble into the case.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, you had no way of knowing that would actually get you anywhere.
Yeah.
Or it's like this is like a Homer Simpson late season Simpsons grade intellect we're dealing with here. Like, like the daughter, like the remaining daughters, shows them a picture of the sister on her wall, and it's like a blown up poster. It's like the head is like the size of John Candy's body, and he goes, "If that's her head, the rest of her must be enormous."
Yeah. And what was it? Well, yeah, and he's a klutz too. Like, he's just he opens the door and he's like, "That's right, I'm the Harry Crumb," and the door slams in his face. But yeah, I will say the story is half decent, because it does have that like film noir detective type story where you have all these, like, you have different players in the who are doing their own things, and then there have all these betrayals and twists and everything.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to go too deep into it, because like with a lot of comedies, as long as you know that, okay, this is generically good, at that point you kind of want us to shut up and not spend a bunch of time like going over every single gag.
Right. Yeah. So I just remember one gag when he gets really dizzy and he's just kind of stumbling around.
That's the other thing, is like, so this is a very different role for him, because usually John Candy characters, I would say, like, they usually have at least some sort of animal intelligence. A few of his characters, like the guy in the rental house, or the
summer rental,
the summer rental, excuse me, down in Florida, where he was down in Florida. He was an aircraft traffic controller. They don't let dummies in there.
Right. Right. Yeah. And even like even his character in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I mean, yeah, he was a shower curtain salesman, but I mean, he was functional.
Right. Where like this guy, just a complete idiot.
Yeah.
who just keeps stumbling into the solution.
Yeah. What got me was the one scene where he's in the office, he's talking to one of the other investigators, and he's like, "Oh, I hear you speak multiple languages, and then he starts speaking to him in Mandarin or
Yeah,
Japanese.
do you prefer China or Chinese or
Chinese or
Japanese? He
Chinese?
says.
He's and then he says something else, and he's like, sure, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think what makes Crumb such a amusing character is that he's often mistaken but never in doubt.
Right. Yeah.
Like, he is sympathetic because he has good objectives, but at the same time, how to put it, he's sympathetic because he has good objectives, but you don't necessarily feel too bad when he gets his comeuppance.
Yeah.
Because he was just a big boob.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah. I mean, if obviously this is one of those movies that didn't get a lot of attention. Like Arco said, he's heard of the title, but he never seen it. I think that's true for a lot of people. But I mean, if you happen to be on Tubi, I mean, definitely
You
give
can
this
do
movie-
worse.
You could do worse. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because I don't think it. I think it's out of print on DVD, and I don't think it ever got a Blu-ray release.
Yeah, Blu-ray had the misfortune of showing up right as the streaming revolution was beginning.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So it's like I think they were a bit more choosy about what movies got a Blu-ray release than got DVD.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, definitely give this movie a watch. It's a lot of fun.
Indeed.
Well, I think we've said all we need to say for tonight.